Nation. The biggest sports stories of the week.
I liked an Instagram post this week that I didn't mean to and unliked it pretty quickly. No rump shaking. Did you say that off the air, Kyle? You gotta say that on the air. It was not rump shaking. It was not anything inappropriate. Jason, do you ever unintentionally like a rump shaking tweet?
He's a married man. Don't answer.
And then have to unlike it?
I have not yet.
Unique and compelling analysis and opinions when it comes to your favorite teams.
I understand the Packers' vision, and it was similar to the way Ted Thompson was with the drafting of Aaron Rodgers. But regardless of how Jordan Love's career turns out, in my heart of hearts, I believe that he cost the Packers at least one, if not two, Super Bowl appearances based on how he handled the 2020 draft.
This is Sunday Karma, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue. Here's GKB founder and CEO, Craig Karmazin.
Joining you today on ESPN Wisconsin On Demand, on YouTube, and everywhere else you can live stream us. It is Sunday Karma. It is the next generation, right? We're not just on radio. And Kyle, I'm headed out to Podcast Movement tomorrow.
Am I supposed to know what that is?
I don't think so. But
okay,
it's one of those things where I feel like it's so hip. I'm going to Podcast Movement. I feel like there's like movement is spelt without some of the letters, like just like in a like cool kind of way. You know how like it's just like movement, like with like probably like no vowels or like only vowels or something like that. So I'm gonna be learning about everything. We're really gonna be good when I come back from there.
All right, so you're basically going to a convention to learn.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
I like convention. You got a pen and notebook and everything like that.
I don't think you have pens and notebooks at a podcast. This is like digital. It's the world of digital.
I guess but I'm old school. I like the pen and the paper. I couldn't study for exams just off the PowerPoint. I had to actually write down what the professor was saying.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think at a podcast conference, if I had like a number 2 pencil, I think I might be eliminated. They may kick me out. I also think
you pay for it.
Like I used to I'd wear a suit and tie to work every day back in the day. I feel like at Podcast Movement, you also have to just like wear hoodies.
Hoodies and some jeans.
Just like hoodies. Like ripped jeans, ripped skinny jeans. Or those out.
Do you have ripped skinny jeans inside your closet?
I mean, I don't think so. I don't. If I do, it's not intentional.
Maybe need to,
it would only be because maybe if I've gained weight and they are skinny on me, but I don't think I've intentionally would have ripped skinny jeans.
Sometimes you're getting closer to 50. I think it's about that time to do a little spruce up to get the ripped jeans. And you know who dresses really nicely?
Me?
No. Yeah, sure. Yeah. No, we can do that.
I don't think
Sam Pines. He has that hip.
What?
Sam Pines wears
one of the guys from our company who is known as a terrible dresser.
No, he has the T-shirt with the blazer and the jeans. But
that's Kelly.
Kelly,
my ex Kelly. She's the one who helped refresh him because he was such a bad dresser.
Bravo! I know I got some claps here somewhere.
And she's the one who dresses me. So obviously, you think he's pulling it off better than I am.
Well, I think she's giving him. Maybe he's just a little better model to work with. You can only do so much, Kelly, and you've done a tremendous job with Craig.
You're saying with Sam, but obviously not with me. So
she's done a good job with you, but with Sam, I had to kind of give him his props. I was like, all right, that guy right there seems important.
I'm actually going to just guess that you don't know. You have no style, and that's what I'm going to guess. What are you wearing? A Parker? What shirt are you?
First and foremost, I'm wearing Parker. This is
Parker
the
family reunion shirt.
Parker family reunion shirt. So if you want to talk about the Parker family, you already made the Brown side mad last week when you told them what my injury was or my illness was. Don't make the Parker side mad. That's my dad's side.
I don't mess with either side.
All right,
the Wallaces, the Parkers, anybody's. I'm not messing with anything.
Them Parkers from down south, so they don't play down there.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to play with them, but speaking of playing, Jordan Love played once again last night, and by the way, we'll get into some overall playing because we both hit play on our Max this week and watched Hard Knocks, so we'll have some good stuff from there as well. But let's start with Jordan Love, who to me just looked so comfortable, so smooth, so relaxed, so ready to be 7-10 or whatever the Packers are going to be because they have not given him any skill position players to work with this year.
Oh, here we go.
And that's what I mean, Jordan Love, last week I was saying it might be Jared Goff, but I don't know. Jordan Love looks great. And I think it's the ultimate example of why so many of these teams are making mistakes, and that it is wonderful to have those years of watching that Jordan Love had. I think Jordan Love is very well prepared to be an NFL quarterback.
Wow, this is like breaking news. What, you woke up and decided not to be a full-blown hater today?
No, I haven't been a hater at all. Not of Jordan Love.
No, I think
never have I said a bad word about Jordan Love.
I think the hate comes from the fact that somebody who you disapprove of in Goody drafted Jordan Love. So just by the fact that Goody made the decision to get him, you can't mess with him too. You know, guilt by association or hate by association.
No.
So I myself, because last week on the talking text line, people did say, why are you always bashing Jordan Love?
Yeah, I'm not bashing Jordan Love. I'm just saying they're not going to win. And by the way,
7 wins is a lot of it's good wins for a team that you claim has no weapons, which I highly disagree with.
I'm not saying they have no weapons. They have no weapons who know what they're doing.
Oh, but you got to learn. You know,
exactly.
So it's okay.
But then what they'll do is, and then your guy comes out and says he's not going to trade Bakhtiari, which makes no sense. I already explained why they need to trade Bakhtiari.
They don't need to trade Bakhtiari because they need to make sure that guy that you said looked like an NFL starting quarterback, need to make sure he's protected, and they need to make sure they can establish the run game. And there is very few tackles in the NFL better than that guy, David Bakhtiari.
Right. But so how many wins is he going to be the difference of? How many games are you convinced he's going to play?
He may be the difference between you actually being able to move the ball and get 3 yards per carry or 4 yards per carry versus not being able to move the ball. He may be the difference.
Or he might not play. He's 31 years old. He hasn't played a season in how long?
I prefer to put there's certain positions that you can let people learn at, especially when you have a new quarterback. In left tackle, when you have an all-pro one, let's keep him there to make sure your quarterback's not running for his life, because there's quarterbacks out there, David Carr, who have lost their career because they're running for their life. Look down in Chicago. Justin Fields, he could run, but he wasn't running because he wanted to run. He was running because he had to run.
Exactly. I understand that. But what it seems to me is that if you're trying to build a team toward a championship, you want to try to get the players maturing at the same time, right? And so Bakhtiari at 31 years old, this just feels to me like they never want to be totally bad, right? They never want to, admit they're rebuilding, and they also never want to go for a Super Bowl, or at least they never did when Aaron was there. And so to me, I just don't get it. Like, if you could get something for Bakhtiari, if you can clean up your salary cap, like you have guys like Jair, like you have young guys who should be able to be around for a long time, and you have a guy in Bakhtiari who, I think we all know doesn't want to be there, right?
Well, does
anyone think David Bakhtiari really wants to be there?
I don't think he really wants to be there, but I think he understands he signed a contract.
Of course he does. Of course he does. And he's going to be a professional, and he's going to do what he's supposed to do.
What he signed up to do.
Right. But is that what you want?
He's not James Harden.
Right, but is that what you want? Like, wouldn't you rather have, trade him for more assets so that when you're ready to try to win a Super Bowl, you have more assets, you have your salary cap aligned?
I don't know. He doesn't. His contract, he'll still have dead cap money on the books. I believe it's like 30-some million or something like that. That's still going to be there. He's not going to clean up the salary cap just like that. You're still going to be in salary cap hell.
Well, it'll help a little bit, and you could get an asset back in return for him.
I am okay with the direction that we're going in, and I think you're underestimating the importance of that position. And I know you're not. I know it's just because you want to get him with your boy out there in New York. It's not really about the fact that you want us to trade David. It's because you want the Jets to get him. But here's the thing, Craig. Why do I want the Jets? The Jets, who, if they do worse, Aaron Rodgers, he's going to stay healthy.
Right.
If they do worse, you get a better pick. So why would I want them to do better? I just want Aaron Rodgers to be healthy.
Right.
And the same thing the Jets want.
What did you just say about Jordan Love? What did you just say about Jordan Love? That Bakhtiari could be the difference between him being healthy or not. But it wouldn't be for Aaron?
I would hope the Jets do everything they can to make sure that Aaron Rodgers is upright and has to play the percent of snaps that we need, 60% of the snaps?
65.
And I think they want that, so they're going to do everything they can. So it doesn't mean
David Bakhtiari could help that.
He ain't the only one that can help that. So I need the Jets to make sure Aaron plays 70+%. I only want to play close to 65. I want him to play 75, 80% of the snaps.
And then you want them to go 5-12.
And I want them to go 5-12. 5-12, the new thing? Is that?
I was telling people last night, if you're a true Packers fan, if you're a true Packers fan, no matter how much you love Aaron Rodgers, if the Packers are your favorite team and you're, and by the way, if you're like, hey, I'm a Packers and Aaron Rodgers fan, then I get it. And that's cool. I'm not going to tell you what you can be or can't be. But if you're like, hey, I'm Packers over anything, you have to root against the Jets this year.
No, you
because
have
the
to.
Draft pick thing. It's not any like anger toward Aaron or anything like that. You could say like, hey, I want Aaron to definitely play over 65% of the snaps, which you want if you're a Packers fan, and you could want him to be the MVP of the league, but you'd want the team to be 4-13.
I don't want the Jets to be good. I'm a realist, and so if the Jets were in the teens or the low 20s, I'd be satisfied. I'd be very happy. Because
you're saying with the draft pick?
Yeah, with the draft pick. Like
so if they go like 10-7.
That'll be beautiful. That'll be beautiful because 10-7 could get you in the teens, right?
So you're worried about them going 13-4?
No, I think they're going to be a pretty good football. That defense is like the real deal. It's for real. So I am a little bit nervous.
Okay,
about that,
wait. How did the Jets get good?
Well, they built through the draft. They drafted.
Well, they were bad for a lot of years, right? Let's be fair.
They were not good, but
they were really bad for a bunch of years. And I'm not saying the Packers should do that.
A bunch of years. I mean, they had
20.
No, I mean, come on. When they had Rex Ryan, they weren't terrible. They just didn't have a quarterback.
But they've been bad.
They have not been a consistent playoff type team, competitive team in that.
I mean, they haven't won a playoff game in a decade. And so, point, probably, right? Like,
yeah, but
I'm not saying that should be the Packers model. But what they did, they were really bad for a long time. They had a bunch of top high picks.
But
they drafted players. They drafted wide receivers in the first round. Right, and they didn't always get it right.
They did not.
Elijah Moore, they maybe didn't get right.
And did Mims go first round too?
But Garrett Wilson, I don't think so. But Garrett Wilson, they looks like they got.
Oh no, Garrett Wilson's a stud. He's a stud.
He's a stud. Sauce Gardner looks like a stud.
They're both studs,
right? And defensive line, Quentin Richardson.
What's called? Is it Quentin Richardson or
no? Quentin Richardson was the NBA player, Quentin, whatever his name is.
Williams.
Quentin Williams, yeah. So whatever, they've gotten it, and then they said, oh, you know what? We're going to go get Aaron Rodgers. And that's not it. Well, also, by the way, they have Breece Hall, who's awesome if he's healthy.
They drafted very well.
But
that's what you
skill
have to
positions
do.
on offense.
Yeah.
And now maybe their offensive line isn't great, right? Their defense is. And then they said, you know what? We're also going to go all in and get Dalvin Cook. Right? They went and got Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, that's.
When did the Packers do any of that for Aaron Rodgers?
Well, see, here's the thing.
Give me one example in the last 25 years. Is that don't give me Andre Rison for Brett Favre. Don't give me Andre Rison for Brett Favre.
I am not disagreeing with that. As a Packers fan, my frustration is there when it comes to the lack of them actually going to go get it. I'm still upset about not getting Randy Moss years ago and then having to watch Randy Moss revigorate his career. And so I'm not saying I agree, but the Jets mentality is based off what you said. They were bad for a long time, and now they see a window of hope. Just like when the Broncos got Peyton Manning, they said, "Listen, we are."
How about the Patriots? They were good every year.
Well, the Patriots organization is different than everything else.
But they were good every year, and what they would do, by the way, they would have traded David Bakhtiari.
Their organization was able to do that. The Packers are not been able to prove that they're able to get rid of pieces and still be able to find a replacement for that. What Bill Belichick has done over there is something that I don't believe we'll see repeated by any other coach in a very long time.
Right, but they would trade Bakhtiari.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but we don't have the rings.
If he was getting first of all, if he didn't want to over-deliver, and if he was just that age and wasn't going to be the difference of them getting to the Super Bowl, they would get more assets for him. The Patriots did that over and over and over again, and they then would bring in the Deion Branches or the Corey Dillons or the whoever they thought in any given year was going to be the guy who could put them over the top.
They had a
Randy Mosses.
They had a formula. We don't have that same formula where you come in and this is the culture of the team and you just find your way to basically.
Packers have an incredible formula for success that
wins. But not for championship winning.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. But it's consistent success, and it's something that you can't like if you're saying like, hey, compare them to 25 different NFL teams, you will take the Packers all day over 25 different NFL teams.
But the Packers don't sit here and trade. They just don't re-sign the players. They let them walk. When they get to the point where they feel like they can probably be good in the NFL.
You're saying on like that third contract, because they're going to keep them,
like David
and then they'll kick them to the curb.
Yeah, like David, he would get kicked to the curb after his next contract. Yeah. That's what the Packers do.
Well, this was my way of saying that Jordan Love looked good, which I didn't get to say a lot of because you don't, even though you're the one who's saying I'm a hater. I'm trying to talk about Jordan Love being good.
Even in the hate, you decided to throw shade.
How did I throw shade? I said
you
Jordan Love.
they decided not to get him any weapons. They did give him weapons. They did something for him that they did not do for Aaron Rodgers. They drafted a tight end early and looked like they're going to get some positive returns from him.
Right.
They put in pieces.
But when you're building a team like this, it makes sense to have them all come of age at the same time.
That's what's going to happen.
Not with
the left tackle. They'll draft the left tackle that will come at. They'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll draft the left tackle coming up. Maybe Rasheed Walker might be the guy.
But why not? Why not get more assets for him right now? I just don't understand it. All right, we'll talk more of it, and we'll get into Hard Knocks as we continue. Jason Wilde in less than 15. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Yeah, they're football guys, but they don't shy away from the big topics of the day.
So you won't listen to their music because of this? Was it a bad breakup?
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
I don't know. You play one of their songs on
this guy broke up with Florida Georgia Line. You should like him more.
I do like Tyler Hunt. Yeah, it's a good career move for him.
You're still not going to go to the concert.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
This is going to be interesting, so pay attention.
Mountains and trees.
Ducks and hunting dogs.
Dinosaur bones.
Meteorites.
Steel that's carved like the leather stirrups on a Western saddle.
Damascus steel.
Like they make swords out of.
Carbon fiber.
Hardwood.
Manly things.
Hardwood.
You already said that.
I know. I just like the sound of it. Hardwood.
It does have a nice ring to it.
Ring. I see what you did there.
I'm sorry. I got us off track.
Kessler's has wedding bands for men.
Real men.
Made of manly things.
He wants you to wear a big, beautiful diamond so that everyone you meet will know how much he loves